And it's been another week. We are back in the office for a brief respite from production. Last weekend was a big one for us. We shot 3 days in a row. Let's do first shot, last shot. Last Saturday, first shot. Rolling. That looks real pretty. Last shot.
Rolling.
56.
Carlin, can we get a clap? Set. Then Sunday, the following night, we did a night shoot. First shot.
Camera, different button. Rolling.
Track one. Everybody set?
On the mark two set.
And last shot. Two. And then Monday night, the following night, first shot.
Rolling.
Okay.
No, okay.
Last shot. Rolling. And we're not, like, unlike production, like real movie production, we're a nights and weekends production, obviously. So, like, we don't get to do night shoots the way that real movies do night shoots, which is to change their entire production schedule over to nights. So they start, like, an hour before dusk, couple hours before dusk, getting everybody fed and ready and lights into place and everything, shoot through the night, and wrap at dawn, you know? We get actually about 4 hours. So we get there 7:30 as the sun is setting, get all our lights into place and everything, shoot for about 4 hours, little after 8 to midnight, shut it down at midnight, get everything back in place, and get out of there. What I want to talk to you about is the fact that you, for the first time ever, you guys have allowed us to be officially sanctioned to shoot in public. You saw us scouting that alley last weekend. Not scouting, because I knew we were going to shoot in that alley. I had to do the paperwork in place with the city like a month and a half. I started the paperwork process to get us to be officially sanctioned in that alley. But we're so official, we have police officers with us watching out for production. We are paying, thanks to the donors, that police officer's salary for a few hours to be on our set with us. Which is something that you have to do if you're going to be shooting on city property. You have to have a police officer with you. All throughout the history of Pops, we've used alleys. Alleys are where, you know, hobbyist crime fighters find crime. We always had to, like this alley in episode 2, didn't know anybody. That alley was just nearby. It was the best looking alley that was nearby to the location that we were shooting. The courtyard of Marshall's shop. That whole scene was supposed to take place in the alley, but since we didn't, it was a long scene, long fight scene with a couple weapons, we couldn't put it in just some alley we didn't have access to. Luckily, Marshall had this awesome yard outside of his shop. And then this alley we used a whole bunch. Again, never asked any permission to use it. We would just go out. But they were really quick scenes. We could do them really quickly. Hop into the alley, shoot it, hop out, get out of there. We used that alley in episode 4. We used that alley in episode 7. We used that alley a whole bunch. And then sometimes we would use alleys that we did know somebody. Like in the beginning of episode 5, this whole sequence was in the back parking lot of a few businesses. And we knew one of the business owners. And we were like, can we shoot in the back parking lot after all the cars have left? So like we could be like, we know this guy. He knows we're here. And people would be like, oh, okay, okay. But there were no weapons. We were doing a mugging scene, but there were no weapons of any kind. When we didn't have permission really to be on public property, you don't want to be waving weapons around. That's a big no-no, okay? So anytime we did have weapons, like here in episode 8, that could have been an alley scene, but again, we knew somebody, this is a courtyard that you can rent for events. So we had that event space, which is walled in. It looks like public property, but the public can't actually see you because you're surrounded by walls. It's like a private space within a larger public space. Or this alley was the alley next to the old Good Stuff offices. So speaking of the Good Stuff, you guys should go to their Kickstarter campaign. They're doing a summer season. They're trying to raise money so that they can do a summer season. So go check that out. That'll be a top link in the doobs, is the Kickstarter campaign for the Good Stuff. If you want to see a summer season, this is the time to make it happen. So that old Good Stuff offices bordered that alley, so that when we were in there, if people were like, what are you doing? What is this? You know, we'd be like, oh, this is the office building that we work in, so it's fine, you know. Like, and we were able to run a light out of the hallway because we had an outlet from the Good Stuff offices that would shine down into the... So, anyway, this is the first time we've done the actual paperwork. We have an officer, and we have a holding area, thanks to a guy who works for the city who kind of, like, helped me hook up the whole situation. He also has an art gallery. His name's David Motley. This guy is awesome. He's helped us out so much on Pops. This is his awesome art gallery, Urban Edge, and he's letting us use that also as our staging area. So it's a place we put on like Swade's bullet wound from the end of episode 9. He's got that bullet wound back on. We've had to apply that both nights of production. Liz has a nice, well-lit comfortably temperatured area to get all of that set up. And that's where people can sit and hang out. Craig's been editing these videos there. Anybody who's watching Craig's new format has seen a little bit of behind the scenes Pops production. And him and Precious dancing around, Tommy Martin dancing around our holding area in his last video, which is fantastic. Just great times. Thank you so much for showing us what it's like when you go through the proper channels, and it makes everything so much easier. Because when you're stealing a location, when you don't have permission to be in a place, you're like, oh man, what happens if we get shooed out of here? They shoo us away when we're only halfway through shooting it. Well, then you have to start over in a whole new location because you can't switch locations in the middle of a scene. So that worry is completely gone, evaporated. And this time we have weapons in the alley. So definitely needed to be officially sanctioned. Thank you so much for making that possible. Today is cool. I've already done my shot listing for Monday night. I got to type that up. I'll do that tomorrow. But today I'm going to the Columbia College Geek Culture Gala, speaking on a panel over there. This is really perfect because we are the exact opposite kinds of YouTubers. Tonight, I'm even more excited to finally see Green Room. The writer-director who did Blue Ruin, his follow-up Green Room's finally in Chicago, going tonight. Got my tickets already. Oh my God. Patrick Stewart's supposed to be so crazy, awesome bad guy in this. Oh, you guys, I've been waiting so long. This got all the buzz at Toronto. It played Fantastic Fest. Oh man. Oh, people have been talking about this movie for 6 months at least. And finally, it's coming to Chicago. And we're going. We're going to see Green Room tonight, Liz. What? Yep, Green Room. Everything I wanted it to be.
Oh my God.
Green Room!
That was everything it could be. And
Green
like,
Room.
Way more. Look at that poster.
I know. Oh my God.
Sums it up.
Eliza, Green Room.
Green Room.
I gotta go eat breakfast. I gotta go to the Geek Culture Gala. That is the Pops logo. You guys are awesome. I will see you in a week. Thank you for everything you've helped us do and continue to do.